You can cry, or you can rise. You can close or open your eyes. Hey! Through the ache, through the gray, there's a light that still remains. You can shed tears, she's gone from sight, or stand and smile for all her light. For every room she warmed with grace, for every storm she chose to face. I speak as one who knows the weight a silent heart can hide, when wind rolls in quiet waves and grief won't be denied. But when a noble woman leaves this fragile fleeting shore, she leaves an echo in our bones, it only grows the more. You can beg the sky to turn back time, or bless the dawn ahead. For love like hers was never buried, it was planted, not dead. Choose the light she left behind, let gratitude flood your mind. Every word and sacrifice still burns beyond the night. Don't chain your soul to what has gone, her love is living on, through tears that fall and hearts that mend. Choose the light again. The kitchen holds her morning laugh, the garden wears her care. The walls still hum with gentle strength that lingers in the air. In habits formed by steady hands, in prayer she dared to pray. Her fingerprints are written deep in how you live today. You can feel the hollow sea of absence, cold and wide, or feel the courage that she built still rising from inside. She's not just memory in the ground, she's every brave and loving sound. In every step you dare to take, her strength is still awake. Choose the light she left behind, let hope outshine the gray. You find the lessons whispered in the dark, still place within your heart. What she planted still unfolds in quiet strength and courage bold. Lift your head, don't let it in. Choose the light again. You can close your eyes in endless rain and let the sorrow in, or rise the way she'd call you to, with open hands and grin. Do what she would say your name and urge you still to do. Don't shrink in blame, don't drown in grief. Let love remake you new. For love like hers was never meant to fade into the sky. It stretches past the veil of time, it does not say goodbye. Stand up strong, let it shine, turn the sorrow into spine. Through the ache, through the scars, she is closer than you are. Live it loud, live it true, let her legacy live through you. Memory held with grateful hands becomes a lantern flame, not a chain that drags you down in sorrow or in shame. Her truest legacy lives on in who you choose to be, in every act of steadfast love and quiet dignity. Choose the light she left behind, let her fire fill your mind. Smile through tears that cleanse but don't confine, her love will always shine. Open wide your eyes, your hands, step into tomorrow's plans. Carry her bright spirit within and choose the light again. You can mourn, yes, let it rain, but don't let sorrow chain your name. For what she gave is still alive in every brave and loving stride. On and on her echoes spin, in who you are and where you've been. So rise and let the gray rescind. Choose the light and carry it on and on and on. He was here and heaven gone, like dawn that breaks and slips through walls we reached to hold, but light broken and carry him where we've not been. Hey, we barely knew his name, but love will never be the same. From fragile dawn to brighter light, so innocent, so true, a breath of heaven lent to earth, then lifted from our view. Star soft eyes and morning smile under fresh as dew, tiny fingers wrapped around a love we barely knew. I felt my strength give way inside beneath that little frame, a father's heart both fierce and torn by tenderness and pain. Though numbered days were just a sigh, though time was swift and dim, the weight of endless worth was wrapped in every breath of him. Hell before we could hold him, love before we could know. He was never ours alone, heaven let him go. Though our arms feel empty now, hope is louder than the foe. He's cradled in eternal light, and we will see him after all. Each cool hymn, each sleepy breath, a sanctifying prayer. Time slowed down to taste the edge of something holy there. Every second burned like gold inside our memory, a glimpse of pure eternity in newborn fragility. Now heaven's gates swung open wide in radiant array, and seraph wings in silver arcs outshone the break of day. No shadow touched his waking eyes, no fear could reach his soul. He crossed the veil in perfect peace, forever safe and whole. Held before we could hold him, carried by holy flame, called by everlasting love, by secret sacred name. Though we hardly heard his voice, he hears the Savior's call. In fields where death has lost its grip, he walks where none can fold. It comforts me through grief-carved nights that ache beneath my chest, to trust the shepherd gathers lambs upon his holy breast. He formed those fragile, perfect bones, he knit that tender frame, and called our son to brighter hills by everlasting name. His dawn was brief, a shooting star across our pilgrim sky, but dawn declares a coming day that never says goodbye. Short as dawn, but bright as fire, brief as breath, but lifting higher. Love is stronger than the grave. Mercy holds what we can't save. We will trust, we will stand. He is safe in stronger hands, and stronger hands. Though our arms are empty here beneath the aching sky, they're not empty in that realm where death itself must die. No life is lost, no spark undone, no tear ignored above. He waits where time is healed by grace, inside the heart of love. Held before we could hold him, but never out of sight. He passed from fragile dawn of earth into unshadowed light. We grieve, but not without a flame that sorrow cannot dim. For in the courts of endless day we'll run to him again. He passed away so innocent, not into loss or night, but into arms that formed the stars and called his soul Stand up, stand tall, hear the echo of the call. Boots on dust, hearts aflame, we will not forget his name. Through the smoke, through it all, we'll answer at the final roll call. A man of iron integrity, courage crowned with the race, love that burned through darkest nights and never lost its place. Boots pressed down on foreign sand, on homeland sacred ground, beneath the banner snapping wild with freedom's ragged sound. Through smoke that clawed the broken sky, through red and raging flame, he stood between the fierce and frail and would not step away. Not built of pride or polished gold, but vowing backbone bone. A steady wall when thunder fell, a shield of flesh and stone. He held the line when others ran, he bore what few could stand. Compassion was the steel he wore, mercy in his hand. Until the final roll call sounds, across the sky, across the clouds, we carry forward what he gave. The brave still guard the brave, through tears and pride our voices arise. No sacrifice ever dies, stand together one and all, we'll answer at the final roll call. The years got maps upon his face, each scar a story told, of desert winds and restless seas and nights that froze the soul. He lived to shield the trembling child, the widow left in fear, to guard the silent midnight streets when danger hovered near. Not chasing medals pinned in gold, not thirsting for applause, but anchored by a sacred oath to serve a higher cause. Duty in his marrow deep, promises he chose to keep. Through every storm he stood his ground, honor was his only sound. Until the final roll call rings, where heaven's trumpet sings, his watch on earth may now be done, but brighter has begun. In fields of light no night can claim, where seraph choirs call his name, we hold the line, we will not fall, until the final roll call. His final breath rose soft and slow into the waiting sky, a faithful watchman to the end, prepared to live or die. Now heaven's field receive his stride, and dawn that will not fade, where war is only memory and peace is unafraid. And though our hearts feel sorrow's pull entwined with honor's flame, we trust the judge of all the earth has crowned him in his name. Hold the line, hold it fast, make his courage everlast. Through the fire, through the pain, we will rise and stand again. Name by name, side by side, love is stronger than goodbye. One day beyond this veil of breath, when time dissolves like rain, we'll see his face in endless light, where none are lost in vain. The hour is sealed in sovereign hands, no mortal charts the day, but hope stands firm like granite peaks that will not wash away. Until the final roll call sounds, we lift his legacy loud. Courage, love, and truth live on. His greater watch has just begun. Through grateful hearts and lifted eyes, through broken nights and battle cries, stand together proud and strong, we'll answer when we hear that song. reach complete, but heaven echoes with his feet. So carry it forward, one and all, until we hear that final call. Stand ready, stand tall, until the final roll call. Don't wait for me, don't break your heart. The tide is turned, I've crossed the dark. No storm can reach, no night prevail. I'm standing home, beyond the veil. Hey! Lift your eyes, don't lose the flame. I'm more alive than I've ever been. I crossed the final tide of time, no shadow could contain. Through gates of living, burning light beyond all grief and pain. The weight of flesh fell off like leaves in autumn's final breath, and summer rain washed every chain that once was named as death. Now golden fields forever rise beneath undying skies, where sorrow cannot steal the dawn and no more tear is crying. From my tomb, I just stepped into the dawn. Oh, beyond the veil I stand, held within his wounded hands. Through sacred fire and endless light, I've traded sorrow for delight. Lift your head, don't let hope fail. There's life beyond the veil. The air here hums with holy song, like wind through silver trees and crystal rivers, moving peace with ageless quiet ease. The light is warm as mercy's touch on hearts once torn apart, and every fractured memory is healed within my heart. I've seen the risen Lord himself, no distant faith, no flame. His voice once heard through trembling prayer now calls me by my name. More alive than breath and bone, more at rest than I've ever known. Love has made this place my home. Don't weep for me, stand up strong. Let gratitude outsing the wrong. Heaven's wide and fierce and bright, no shadow here, no night. Peace like vast unbroken seas, rolls in endless harmonies. Dry your eyes, let faith prevail. There's joy beyond the veil. I walk with you through borrowed years, through laughter, loss and tears. I felt the weight of mortal days and all their hidden fears, but now my striving finds its rest. My midnight cries are done, held fast within the faithful arms of Savior, Lord and Son. No fragile dust defines tomorrow, no random chance or breath. My future stands on granted grace that triumphs over death. Stand up, John, lift your face, run your race with burning grace. Walk his road, though steep it climbs, he still commands all space and time. Hope is louder than goodbye, love will never ever die. Love will never ever die. Tomorrow isn't fragile dust, nor fate's uncertain breath. It's anchored in the scarred strong hands that shattered sin and death. A dawn that breaks relentless still through sorrow's longest night. And every tear you cry today will blaze in future light. Don't weep for me, I'm alive. In blazing hope I thrive. Hold me on the veil, I stand safe within His sovereign hand. Live for Jesus, run your race. Finish strong in fearless grace. We'll meet again when trumpets hail, in radiant peace beyond the veil. So don't weep long, let hope arise. Lift gratitude into the skies. I wait where endless mercies dwell, where love has torn the veil. More alive than when I trod the dust beneath the sun. Hold me on the veil, I stand, and you are not alone. Whoa, listen to morning light. Whoa, lead us into morning light. Through the fire, through the fall, you've been there through it all. Hands up, hearts awake, there's a promise we can take. Made strong and hold you steady, like mountains guard the plain. A fortress rising fierce and kind when hope is worn by rain. Through shadow roads and sleepless hours, through valleys deep and long, He is the fire before your feet, the reason for your song. He guides you through the midnight blue, toward dawn that will not fade. No wandering step, no broken breath escapes the plans He's made. Radiant in the desert cracks beneath your tears, and courage feels undone. Mercy falls like summer rain, and rivers start to run beneath the light of His countenance. We rise in strength, in confidence, like morning breaking golden flame. He calls us each by name. Through every storm and circumstance, we're covered by His countenance. Now countenance. I've walked through tempest and through calm, with calloused hands and scars. I've carried grief through bitter nights, beneath unyielding stars. But I have seen His light breaking where doubt had built its throne, and felt His whisper calm the waves inside my shaking bones. Not peace that shifts like sinking sand, or fades when comfort ends, but peace forged deep in changeless love that holds and never bends. Let it shine, let it rise, like sunrise in your eyes. Let it fall, let it flow, deeper than the undertow. Beneath the light of His countenance, mercy moves in permanence, like sunlight crowning crimson hills. His living promise fills, encamped around your weary soul. His banner makes you whole. Stand fearless in the circumstance. You're guarded by His countenance. May He surround your fragile home like stars embrace the night, and plant within your tired chest a fierce unquenchable delight. Through firewalk days and fertile fields, through whispered prayer and tears, His covenant your shield and song through all your fleeting years. In rising strength and stumbling steps, in triumph's ringing call, Lie smooth upon your heart like twilight's quiet sea, not borrowed calm or fragile breath, but deep eternity. And when the veil is torn at last and faith gives way to sight, you'll stand wrapped up in endless joy and blazing holy light. Beneath the light of his countenance, we shout in hope, in confidence, through every tear and every mile. We're held beneath this smile. Grace will pursue us all our days, through shadow nights and songs of praise. Lift your voice, lift your hands, forever blessed, forever cares, forever cares, forever in his hands. The Lord bless you, yes, bless you still, on broken road and rising hill. The Lord keep you fierce and near, through every doubt, through every fear, till crowned with joy that never ends, where endless light and mercy blend. You'll stand restored, released at peace, beneath his shining smile. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. The Lord bless you, the Lord keep you, through the fire, through the fall, through the night that feels too long. You are not alone at all. Hey, lift your eyes, don't lose the light. There's a dawn beyond this fight. May it strong and hold you fast like mountains guard the plains, a fortress fierce, a shelter sure, when hope feels bound in chains. Through shadowed roads and restless dark, through valleys bruised and gray, maybe fire before your feet and sunrise on your way. Like morning breaking gold across the sky, reborn in flame, may mercy rise within your chest and call you still by name. When deserts crack and tears fall down, when sorrow floods the land, May He surround your fragile home like stars embrace the night, and plant within your tired heart a fierce, unquenchable delight. Through firewalk days and fertile fields, through whispered prayer and fall, His covenant your shield and song, His grace your covering, calling, rising strength in stumbling step, in triumph ringing voices, blessing hunts you down in love and bids your soul rejoice. Blessed in the breaking, kept in the flame, held by a love that never will change. Through every season, through every phase, grace will carry you all your days. May peace lie smooth upon your heart like twilight's quiet sea, not borrowed calm or fading breath, but deep eternity. And when at last the veil is torn and faith gives way to sight, you'll stand wrapped in everlasting joy and blazing holy light. Beneath the light of His countenance, we rise in hope and confidence. Through every tear and every mile, we're held beneath His smile. Grace will pursue us all our days, through shadow nights and songs of praise. Lift your voice, lift your hands, forever blessed, forever counts, forever in His hands. The Lord bless you, yes, bless you still. Through broken dream and climbing hill, the Lord keep you fierce and near. Through every doubt, through every fear, till crowned with joy that never ends, where endless light and mercy blend, you'll stand restored, released at peace beneath His shining smile. Hey. You wear a hollow crown of bone, pretend you sit on some dark throne, but we have seen the rising sun. Your reign is over, it is done. Shadow King with borrowed breath, we are not afraid of death. Death, don't lift your head so high like you own the night. You're just a shadow at the edge of resurrection light. You roar like some eternal tyrant, draped in black and flame, but every grave you thought you sealed still trembles at His name. You call yourself both fierce and great, the final closing door, but those you claim as fallen rise to life forevermore. They don't fade into the dust, they don't vanish in the clay. What God has sparked with holy breath, you cannot steal away. When death shall bow before the King, when lost hearts rise and heaven sing, your sting is breaking, rusting through. There's nothing left for you, the cross outshined your darkest hour. Love came dressed in greater power. We stand unshaken, fierce somehow. Just wait, oh death, you're gonna bow. You feel like sleep on weary eyes, a twilight folding deep, but even sleep is just a pause before the soul will leap. Our finest walked your narrow door, Not chained in bitter gloom, they march like soldiers heading home. Beyond the silent tomb, their bones laid down in honored peace, their spirits lifted high. You couldn't cage the living flame, no matter how you tried. One brief night, then morning breaks. One still breath, the earth awakes. Stone will roll and skies will burn. Every exile will return. When death shall bow before the Lord, when graves release what they once stored. You are a servant, small and chained. Your borrowed crown is stained. The trumpet fire will split the sky and swallow every last goodbye. We shout it loud, here and now. The day is coming. You will bow. I don't speak with reckless pride or hollow, fearless tone. I've stood beside the open grave and felt that cutting stone. I've known the frost along my spine, the ache that grief can send. But underneath the winter ground, I felt the promise bend. Because the dawn is louder still than any midnight breath, and resurrection's pulse is stronger than the grip of death. You are not the end. You are not the end, just a shadow in the valley that the sunrise will transcend. Hear the anthem, feel the flame, life forever in his name. Before the king, watch the grave lose everything. No more sting and no more chain, only everlasting rain. Time will fold and skies will fly, saints will rise and death will die. Lift your voice, stand tall somehow. The end of death is written now. So boast no more in borrowed night. Your shadow fades in dawning light. When time's last curtain splits the sky, you'll face the truth you can't deny. No throne, no flame, no final breath. When life stands up, there's no more death. There's no more death. When saints stand high, when trumpets cry, when earth and heaven unify. No more tears, no more fear, and you proud death disappear. This life's important, eventide, a borrowed breath, a turning tide. We're travelers on the shifting sand, not built to stay, but built to withstand. Oh, the line, don't back down now. We're pilgrims pausing before the crown. This life's a stepping stone at best, on shores that never stay. A lantern swinging in the dust before the break of day. A watchfire in the wilderness, a spark against the cold, where hearts are tempered, fierce and strong, in trials bright as gold. We roam this porch at evening light, we wrestle leg and roam, until the Father's voice breaks through and calls his children home. Through valleys deep and mountains high, through rivers wild and wide, beneath my weathered feet. I've tasted bitter loss and grace, both sharp and warm and sweet. Through thorn and flood, through blazing sun, through shadows heavy toll, the sovereign hand has marked the path in mercy for my soul. He guides unseen through storming skies, his compass set in love. We were never shaped from fragile clay to cling to dust enough. We are more than bone and breath, more than time and more than death. There's a homeland calling loud, past the storm and past the cloud. We're pilgrims pausing before the crowd. Heaven's heartbeat is our sound, not built of stone, not forged by men, but shaped by scarred and risen hands. Where love is pure and mercy flows, where foul majesty forever glows. Through grief and tears we still resound. We're pilgrims pausing before the crowd. Today we stand with grief and thanks for one whose race is done, who bore his cross through darkest nights and trusted in the sun. No more does fragile flesh give way, no more does weakness bind. He's crossed the tide, the veil is torn, left mortal dust behind. He stands where saints like lightning blaze in everlasting praise, where death has lost its final word in glory's trumpet haze. Death has lost its sting, hope has found its king. Through the cross, through the flame, every road leads home each mile by mercy drawn. For every road that leads us home was measured by the cross. And though I walk with dust-stained hands and tears I can't control, I find my peace in knowing now where faithful pilgrims go. We're pilgrims pausing before the crown, shouting loud, let heaven sound. Through broken nights and battered years, we rise above our fears. The King of Kings in blazing light has turned our dark to endless bright. Stand firm, stand proud, stand unbowed. We're pilgrims pausing before the crown. So life's a stepping stone, it's true, but not without eternal view. Through dust and dawn, through loss and cross, no mile is wasted, none is lost. With hope my steady guide I stand, still walking toward that promised land. Feet in the dust, eyes on the crowd, a pilgrim beyond the veil, beyond the years, when no more salt is left from tears. There's a hill once crowned in shame, now blazing bright in holy flame. I'm not afraid of where I stand, I know who holds my trembling hand. There is a place prepared for me, past sorrow's fading tide, where grief has lost its final word and tears have finally dried. A rugged hill called Calvary, once stained in crimson scar, now stands the throne of victory, where broken captives are. Not just a field of ancient pain, where mercy once was poured, but where death fell beneath the weight of resurrected left there as a humbled man, made whole by nail-scarred grace. No pride left in this fragile chest, just wonder on my face. His touch like living steady flame, yet gentle as the rain, will quiet every ancient ache and loosen buried pain. Through shining streets and deathless fields, past trees that never fade, where rivers flash like liquid glass in everlasting day. Through shadow, through storm, through nights that felt too long, I've seen by faith where my true hope belongs. When my Redeemer takes my hand, I'll rise and finally stand. Every storm and winding road led to this promised land. Through shadowed years and broken plans, through fire I couldn't understand, my Savior's grip was firm and true, and heaven welcomes me and you. So let this mortal journey win through sea and shifting sand, my destination sealed in Christ, not built by human hand. I've seen it through faith's burning span, the place where fear is banned, my Savior's hand enclosing mine. When my Redeemer takes my hand. They say the grave is the end of the flame, that night puts out every spark by name. But I have stood where silence starts and felt love beating in my heart. Oh, love outlives the grave. I stood in rain by silent stone, written name carved cold and alone. Gray skies hanging low and wide, fresh turned earth at my side. But even there in the bitter air, where loss felt sharp and raw, I felt a warmth rise in my chest, stronger than the law. Love is not a dying spark, snuffed out by the night. It's a fire no wind can overcome, still burning bright, no dark can steal it, no grave can claim it, no years can break the tie. What we built in living breath will never truly die. Where love outlives the grave, we are stronger than the stone. It's a living fire in the soul that calls the lost ones home. Through every tear and every scar, through every night we brave, we rise, we sing, we carry on. Where love outlives the grave, where love outlives the grave. Memories don't fade away like footprints in the sand. They root like ancient weathered oaks, no storm can overhand. Their branches stretch through years unseen, through seasons yet to be, and shade the fragile, tender parts of hearts like mine that grieve. A laugh still lingers in the dusk, a voice in quiet rooms, a fragrance soft in evening air, where silent sorrow blooms. etched in bone and blood and breath, in spirit intertwined. I carry them in quiet strength, in promises I keep, in every act of courage born from nights I couldn't sleep. For every virtue that they sowed still blossoms in my days, in daily breath and stubborn hope, and love that will not fade. Feel it rise, feel it burn, through the ache we live and learn. Stone may stand, dust may fall, love outlives it all. Love outlives it all. I can't hold their hands at dusk, can't see their morning smile, but in the quiet of my chest they've never left this smile. The seen and unseen worlds collide in currents deep and wide. Love builds a bridge across the dark where we still stand side by side, where love outlives the grave. Shout it to the sky, no marble stone, no passing years can tell our hearts goodbye. Through every dawn and every breath, through every wave we brave, we are living proof that love outlives the grave. Not distant mist, not far apart, they live right here inside the heart. Through every beat, through every start, forever near my beating heart. They say you're gone, but I don't buy it. Love don't fade, it just goes quiet. Beyond the dark, beyond the blame, still burning bright, an eternal flame. Those we love don't disappear when flesh and bone give way. No passing years, no final breath can steal what hearts convey. I've stood with empty, shaking hands, felt silence in the air, but in the quiet something warm was breathing with me there. Though bodies fall to dust and stone, their essence doesn't flee. It rides the winds of memory as endless as the sea. You can't erase the love that's strong, you can't outpace its spark. It's written deep in living souls, it glows inside dark. It's an eternal flame in the heart. Even death can tear it apart. Through the silence, through the pain, love is louder than the grave. They're not gone, they're in the fight, in our courage, in our light. We rise, we stand, we proclaim, we carry the eternal flame. Cherished memories don't bow down to sorrow's heavy claim. They shine like diamonds in the soul, untouched by fear or flame. A laugh that cuts through broken days, a kindness once bestowed. They live along the quiet path on love's unending road. Their touch may fade, their voice grows still, their eyes no longer shine, but in the chambers of the heart their echoes intertwine. As long as memory burns bright, they walk with us through every night. As long as breath is in our chest, their spirit never rests. It's an eternal flame in the heart, no shadow tears that bond apart. Through every storm and every scar, they're closer than we think they are. In every choice and step we take, in every promise that we make, we are living proof. We proclaim love survives shadows in an eternal flame. I carry them through storm and strain, through silence and through song. Their courage pulses in my veins, their wisdom keeps me strong. Let the world stay lost and walk away. Let tombs hold dust and clay. The hearts they shape, the lives they touch still blaze beyond the grave. No grief can steal, no night can choke the bond that love has carved. Its sacred stone within the soul, unbroken, unstarved. Feel it burn, feel it rise, through the tears, through the cries. We are more than loss and pain, we are living flames. So when the nights feel long and cold and grief won't let you sleep, remember what their love ignited still runs in you so deep. You are the proof they're not erased. You are their echo, strong in every brave and loving act. You prove they still belong. It's an eternal flame in the heart. Even death can't tear it apart. They live, they shine, they guide, they guard through every battle scar. Lift your voice and speak their name. Let the whole world feel the flame. We are stronger than the grave. Love leaves song an eternal flame. An eternal flame. They're not afar, they're not the same. They burn in us an endless flame. Through every breath, through every star, they live forever. In the heart. Not every road is green and gold, not every sky is clear. Sometimes the shepherd leads us straight through everything we fear, through shadows deep, through storming land. I'm held within the master's hand. In pastures green, not always so, sometimes through valleys dread, where cliffs are steep and night is thick and doubt fills up my head. Through trembling steps on broken ground, where worn out hope feels thin, the one who knows the hearts of men still walks beside you within. His mercy spans the shattered sky, his wisdom charts the way. Even when my courage fails, he does not turn away. And when the dark feels far too close, it ends to right. I hear it through the crashing waves. It's me, lift up your eyes. Through shadows and the master's hand, through raging sea and broken land. When lightning splits the midnight sky, I'm not alone, I will not die. He stands beside my trembling soul, speaks peace and makes the shattered whole. Through every storm I rise and stand, held fast within the master's hand. By still waters, not always calm, the storm clouds gather fast. The wind screams out, the thunder cracks, the night feels built to last. The waves rise high, my soul feels tossed, my strength begins to bend. Yet in the surging chaos, wild new refuge starts to mend. When prayers are barely whispered, breathes against the howling wind. He leans in close, his voice breaks through. My child, I'm here, I've always been. Oh, it is I, don't be afraid. I hold the sea that I have made. The storm may roar, but understand you're anchored in the master's hand. Through shadows in the master's hand, through fire and flood I still will stand. The universe within his gaze, yet he still knows my silence after storms and shattered waves lie still. I see the shaping of his will beyond my fragile will. Through sorrow's grind and soul's long ache, through nights that test my breath, he carves a courage in my chest that laughs in front of death. Through the fear, through the flame, through the loss that calls my name, cliff or sea, night or land, I am held, I will stand. So where he lays I'm not undone, though clouds may veil the sky. For every hidden winding path will make his purpose shine. And when at last the green fields stretch, unbroken, wide and free, I'll know the storms are shaping faith he planted deep in me. Through shadows in the master's hand, through every trial I still will stand. The shepherd of my restless heart was faithful from the very start. From darkest night to endless dawn, his love has carried me along. Lift your voice across the land, we are held in the master's hand. Through night and storm, through loss and strife, he is the shepherd of my life. And when the final fields expand, I'll see the love that led me through each shadowed step, each raging sea, trembling stand, forever in the master's hand. Forever in the master's hand. This day broke heavy with tears like rain, lonely hearts and quiet pain. But we don't stand here crushed by fear. We've seen the light that brought you here. Through the sorrow, through the flame, we will rise and bless your name. As rivers fall from grieving eyes and silence fills the dawn, with laughter once like wildfire burn, now feels forever gone. We say goodbye but not in chains, not hollow, lost or weak, for in your life we saw the Lord. In every word you speak, you were a lamp that dims the night, a fire steady bright, a glimpse of mercy walking close, a witness of his light. And though the sun is sinking low and shadows stretch the sky, what heaven gave cannot be crushed, and love will never die. You were a gift beyond the sun, all the sand and heaven kept. Through your life we touched forever, with grace and flesh we won't forget. But though we stand here torn and broken, still our gratitude is strong. You were proof that God is moving, and his love goes on and on. Thank for lending us a soul so fierce and bright, a beacon through our common days, a compass in the night. Without this gift our hearts would know a dimmer, lesser flame. But through their love we felt the pulse of glory in your name. Through every smile, each selfless act, each quiet sacrifice, we felt the hand of heaven reach into our fragile lives. Even when the daylight fades, even when the sky turns gray, love outlives the setting sun. Light remains though day is done. You were a gift beyond the sunset, rain may fall but hope is set. Every tear becomes a river, carrying what heaven sent. We are stronger for your living, we are braver for your flame. Through the sorrow we keep singing, blessed forever by your name. Even as the evening paints soft gold across the sky, like whispered prayers and falling rain that teach the heart to cry, we hold your memory like a torch no darkness can erase, a treasure not confined by time, a living mark of grace. God knew the shape our souls would need, he sent you as a sign. Love in flesh and blood and breath, aligned with the divine. Through tears that sting and through the pain, through the scar. Love has brought us where we are, in the quiet after loss. Beneath the twilight dome, we feel it in our trembling chest. You brought our hearts toward home, not by words alone. The mirrored heavens are, you carved eternity yourself into the human heart. You were a gift beyond the sunset, heaven's spark we can't forget. Though your voice is now in glory, your love is with us yet. We will live what you embodied, carry forward what you gave. Grateful for the time we held you, stronger than the grave. As shadows stretch and daylight fades, your light still leads us on. A blessing etched in gratitude that outlives every dawn. We thank the Lord for sharing you, for shaping who we are. A gift beyond the sunset's edge, still shining like a star. Heaven sent, heaven kept, love remains unbent. Remember me in mercy's light, under endless sky. No soul that runs to holy love is ever turned aside. When shadows stretch and night draws near, don't let your courage fall. Love has never closed its gates, it's open to us all. My guiding flame, my beacon in the dark. You guard the ones who call your name with trembling, hopeful hearts. I stand before you worn and flawed, in sorrow and in sin, but mercy never bars the door to those who are coming in. No cry is lost, no tear unseen, no prayer too small to rise. Compassion holds the broken close and lifts them to the skies. And when my final breath is drawn, when daylight fades from view, don't chain your heart to grief's long night. There's brighter breaking through. Miss me, but let me go. Don't drown in tears of sorrow. Love is stronger than goodbye, and hope outlives tomorrow. Lift your head and feel the light beyond what you can say. If you love me, set me free. Let your heart still beat for me. When loneliness bends low your soul and grief feels hard to stand, reach for the warmth of faithful friends. Take hold of steady hands. Don't lock yourself in silent rooms where shadows choke the air. Let laughter break the heavy hush. Let kindness meet you there. Remember all the joy we knew, the seeds we helped to grow. Don't hold me to the night. Miss me, but let me go. Don't bow your head in weeping. I've only stepped beyond the veil, where grace is always keeping. Every laugh and every tear, still let go strong and true. Live the love we built together. That's how I stay with you. Past no gloom-filled farewell halls, no sorrow draped in gray. Why mourn for one whose soul has found a brighter, endless day? I walk toward the Savior's arms, the home He has prepared, and wait with open hands of peace for love that once we shared. The Master's road we each must take, alone yet not alone. For mercy lights the narrow path that leads us safely home. Don't let grief find the song. Love is where we still belong. Through the ache, let your living heart awake. So when the sun has set for me beyond the silent hill, don't speak in tones of endless loss. Hear heaven calling still. I am not trapped in fading breath, not buried in the past. I'm carried in eternal arms where joy will always last. Miss me, but let me go. Let freedom rise inside you. Grieve with love, but don't let pain become the chain that binds you. Sing my name with living joy. Let gratitude still flow. Carry light into the world. Miss me, but let me go. Amen. Amen. Before the frost crashing down, before the fields turn white, I sat and dreamed of greener days, of breaking into light. Through winter's shadow, hear me now, spring is rising high. Across the barren plain, I pictured emerald pushing through the iron grip of pain. I saw the frozen earth lift up, shake loose the silent gray. Tender shoots of hope escape the sting, the unfair blow, the slow and heavy days. But seasons turn, they don't obey the panic of our plea, and life keeps moving quietly through pain severity. The grass still grows, the rivers run, the sun still climbs, the dark undone. Even winter's frozen hand cannot forever stand. Through winter shadows, spring arises. In the tears, new strange disguises. Every crack the ice has made lets the living roots invade. Children laugh and flowers climb through the dirt of wounded time. Though it groans and though it bends, life breaks through and blooms again. I used to think that warmth was found in seasons turning fair, in longer days and softer winds and lighter easy air. But now I know the sun can blaze though winter winds still cry, and joy can split the darkest cloud and flood the iron sky. From grime and grief, from storm and scar, new strength begins to rise. It strains, it bleeds, it dares believe it will not compromise. Through suffering the soul is shaped, through shadow light is known. Through bitter nights the heart reveals how deep its roots have grown. Feel it rising, feel it break, every scar is proof we ache. Every dawn, every flame, winter never wins again. So if you're walking fields of frost, with thorns beneath your feet, if every breath feels winter bound and hope feels incomplete, hold on tight, don't close your heart, don't let the cold define. There's a seed inside your sorrow, rooted deep in time. It's growing in the hidden dark, unseen beneath the snow. And when it breaks the surface line, the whole wide world will know. Through winter shadows, spring arises. Every loss becomes a crisis. The turns to courage, fierce and bright, breaking through the longest night. From the coldest, hardest ground, resurrection will be found. Lift your voice and let it ring through the shadows. Spring arises. Long before this winter snow, I dreamed of life reborn. Now I walk through frost and thorn and feel the coming morn. The world is harsh, but still it turns and peace begins to grow. For even in the coldest heart, spring's promise starts to glow. Through winter shadow, hold on strong. Spring arises. All along. When tomorrow breaks without me, and you reach across the bed to empty sheet, don't let the silence steal your breath. Don't let the night convince you I'm gone. When morning hits your window pane and tears fall with the rain, when sunlight finds your tired eyes still whispering my name, I know the way the grief can bring the hollow in your chest. But love was never built to fade, it outlives death itself. And I know you miss me, I miss you too, it's true. Every sigh you breathe at night still echoes where I move. when tomorrow breaks without me, lift your head, don't let it fall. Love is louder than the grave, stronger than the final call. I'm not lost in distant shadows, I'm not fading in the blue. I'm the fire inside your heartbeat, I'm still walking here with you. An angel called my name that day and took my trembling hand, led me through the gates of light to a brighter promised land. Golden streets and mercy song where pain is laid to rest. But even in that perfect peace, your memory filled my chest. I turned to see the life I love, the laughter and the tears, the unfinished dreams, the roads, the hopes of coming years. If I could have one breath again, one moment to impart, I'd hold your face, I'd kiss your cheek and press it to my heart. But love doesn't die, it only changes form. And even in goodbye, our bond outlives the storm. So when tomorrow breaks without me, don't surrender to the night. Heaven holds my hand in peace, but your love is still my light. Every memory we carried, every promise that we made, lives inside your living breath, in every choice you make. The light of God embraced my soul, called me child and said, here no sorrow steals your joy, no tear is ever shed. Your faith through every fractured step, your love through every scar, has brought you home to endless dawn where no goodbyes are. Forgiven, free beyond all time, where loss can't reach my name, yet heaven itself could never dim the love from which I came. No more fear, no more pain, but your love still calls my name. Through every laugh, through every cry, I am closer than goodbye. So don't let sorrow chain your feet, don't let grief define the story that we lived in. Love was never bound by time. When you feel alone at night and tears begin to start, that's not absence, that's my echo beating in your heart. When tomorrow